Well,
I think
he
he's
was
an adult.
created in 19. What is it? When did Saban movie
93,
happen?
94.
We're saying random years.
I'm not.
1993.
Are you gonna tell me I'm saying random years now? 1993, right?
No, I knew you weren't saying random years.
You just said you're saying nothing but random years.
You didn't stick to a year. You said 3 different years, so that's why.
I know. I said 2. I said 93, 94, and this is gonna be the intro because I'm gonna prove you wrong.
You said 95. Saban movie.
93, 94. I did not say 95.
You did say 95.
I
can't wait for you to
I
post
can't
it.
fucking wait to send this.
We're both so confident, and one of us is gonna be real embarrassed.
All right, Tory, say something.
Remember when we were supposed to have a podcast? Welcome to the gaslit episode of LEM'n'TEA podcast. I'm Tory, and that's Lewis, aka the job of gaslighter.
My son gaslights me a lot.
So does both your kids do.
Mostly my son. He's like.
I wonder where they learned it from. Dad.
Sometimes it has nothing to do with the parents.
Except in this instance, it does.
Sometimes
it entirely
has nothing
does.
to do with the parents.
Josh, my husband, still that story about you trying to put Aurora in the car seat.
Putting Aurora in the car seat? Yeah, because he likes anything to do with my downfall.
Dad, you're not good at this. It's a fun story. Listen, kids are unfiltered and just say whatever they want, which is different from you who purposely gaslit me for the entire 15 minutes of this whatever.
It was important.
We were changing our set.
We had to change the sign. I don't even know if they can see it.
I don't know.
Can they see it?
Maybe.
Do I have to light it up for them to see it?
That might not help it, actually.
No, that won't help.
But, anyway, we'll find out.
We'll find out.
I was going to look up an old episode of the podcast.
Before we do anything, all right? We can even do this at the end, too.
Uh-huh.
Do you want the surprise I have now, or would you rather have it at the end?
Sure. No, let's do it now.
Okay.
But do it live, but not for you guys watching. It'll be like a week from now.
Correct. So,
yeah.
A couple episodes ago, actually last episode, we had an episode that was dealing with nostalgia.
Yes.
It was primarily based with like old TV shows or movies or both. Or cylindrical slides that hurt your ass when you go down them.
Worth it, though.
Right.
Yeah, I love nostalgia. Is this related?
Yes, it is.
Heck yeah.
Because there was another episode we had a couple episodes back. I want to say it's like 8 or something.
Just about TV shows?
Yeah, we talked about TV shows, and it was very important.
Wonder why the millennials always keep going back to nostalgia.
Yeah.
Can't imagine. I don't know why.
Definitely not the state of the economy or the political geothermal relation. I said
or
geothermal. Geopolitical relations. I didn't say something stupid. So the reason I'm saying that is because you told me about something that was very traumatic to you. Do you remember what you told me about?
No. Yes, but no. I don't. Oh, God.
Would you mind recounting it?
Okay, well, so if you're referring to an old episode, I would have to assume it's my weird trauma with Angelica the Killer Oak Tree. But if it's not that...
Ding, 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 ding. Angelica the Killer Oak Tree. What is Angelica the Killer Oak Tree?
I was a strange child. I don't know. I, had a Pocahontas poster in my room, and Pocahontas and Rugrats existed at the same time for me, and I morphed in an Animorphs weird style these two things together, Angelica from Rugrats and the tree, which is not an oak tree. I don't know why I called it an oak tree. It seemed to just roll off the tongue at the time.
It's like a willow tree, right?
Yeah, but I was like, it's an oak tree.
Okay.
And it's just like where I don't know what her name is, the mother tree or whatever, her face, it's just Angelica's face. As like a statue, right. But then she's just a tree, and she used to try to get me, and that's my childhood trauma.
Do you remember how old you were when you thought of that?
I'd have to ask my mom. I don't remember. Probably I don't know, 5 or 6,
okay,
or 7.
So 5 or 6 or 7, around there.
Yeah, just that middle single-digit year.
So anywhere from K to 2.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah, I was a weird child. I'm a weird adult now. It's a difference.
That's there's a lot of weird adults.
All right, so
myself
why
included.
you said this was a good surprise?
Yes, I'd like you to close your eyes. Please.
No, this is not a good surprise.
It is a good surprise.
Oh my god.
Please close your eyes.
All right, fine, whatever.
Oh man, you don't know how long I've been fucking waiting to do this, but I want to show you this real quick, and then I'll show the camera, but they won't be able to see it that well. Okay, go ahead. Open your eyes.
What is wrong with you? What is
You can take it home.
What the heck is wrong with you?
Guys, it's Angelica the Killer Oak Tree. Commissioned. I've commissioned this.
Why?
I commissioned this back in
your money on that?
I commissioned it back in February.
Why did you waste your money on my childhood trauma?
So
what?
you can have a picture to take home.
Oh my god.
It's very nice, isn't it?
It's very nice. What the heck? So like, okay, who's that? Me?
That's me, I think.
Oh, okay.
And these are all the little. You can't
I
really
knew
see
these
it.
were all the little rugrats.
And Tommy's up here with a jar of cookies.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate it. I don't know why. I can't say I like it because like it's well done, but it's I hate it. It sucks.
Oh my god.
I didn't want this.
Well, there you go. Now you have it.
I don't want it next to me. It's weird.
You're taking it home, so here you go.
That was very. My normal compliments of that was very thoughtful, or oh, you shouldn't have, but it's like it was thoughtful in the wrong way, and also you really shouldn't have.
You can't tell me that's not great fucking. That is a great.
Do you
gift.
want to shout out the person?
The person who drew this monstrosity
by request, apparently, not a reflection of their work.
They killed it. It was Crim Flower.
Oh shoot!
They actually ended up
and you
doing a great job.
Why did you like? I really do. Not a reflection. They have done our channel work, and so I know them, and they're also the only person we follow besides Wonho on our Twitter. So not a reflection on their work. They do great work, but I hate it. Which is the desired effect that you wanted, because this is now the gaslight episode.
Perfect.
No.
Perfect.
No.
You're taking it home though.
Oh my god.
It will go home.
I don't know what to do with it.
You will hang it up somewhere.
Yeah, where?
I'll give it to Josh then.
Oh my god.
And he'll hang it above your bed.
My mom's gonna flip out. She's gonna laugh though, but
I've been waiting so long for this.
Why did you wait since February?
Because it wasn't done until the other day.
Oh, okay. It was backed up with commissions. Oh my god. You shouldn't have. You really shouldn't have.
You know,
I will commission something you intensely dislike.
You don't know what I did intensely dislike.
You
have no idea.
It's lime green.
That wouldn't affect me. And if you went out of your way to get me art, even if it was something I hated, I would still treasure it.
I mean, I do. Okay, so like, I don't want to sound ungrateful.
No,
I do. Fine. I do.
I don't care if you don't.
I treasure this in the way that you thought enough to do this. I have several childhood trauma, like related to television things, like Ash Turned to Stone or Wizardmon.
Okay.
Please don't do anything. You really don't have to do.
Maybe a collaboration is in store.
No. Oh my god. All right. So anyway, this really is the Gaslit episode, and your role in the NMIX squad is now the Gaslighter. So congratulations.
Play the role.
Roll the dice.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, I was so traumatized I didn't say hi to Wonho. Hi Wonho, please save me.
Hey Wonho, thanks for the idea, buddy.
He's on tour in Europe right now. Lucky European people, but they don't get many K-pop concerts, so I'm happy for them.
How's the K-pop fan base in Europe? It's pretty big, isn't it?
Yeah. They're more open to various kinds of music than we are in America. But they're smaller for the most part geographically, so they often kind of get the shaft with K-pop concerts. Because a world tour,
America's pretty open to a lot of music.
Oh yeah. A world tour to most Korean acts now is like North America, but not Canada. Asia, but not anything past like Hong Kong and Japan and in Korea. And sometimes they go to Mexico. And that's pretty much a world tour. So
World.
Canadians are sad, and then Europeans get sad, and so I want them to have something, and because I mean, there's like a risk, I guess they got to do. Oh my gosh! So like,
Is this your K-pop corner?
oh, I guess so.
Okay.
I didn't mean to start out this way, but we're gonna start this way, I guess. Wow, one of the girls from G Idol, or they're pronounced Idol, but there's G Idol. Because if I just say Idol, it makes no sense.
I know what
verbally.
I know what Idol is. You can just say it.
I know. I just want to explain it for people because I've always said G Idol because there's a G in their name. But anyway,
Okay.
they performed in Mexico, and one of the members like nearly fainted on stage, and it just happened to another girl in Luna when they were in Mexico, and it's because of the altitude change, and because they haven't given them enough time to get acclimated to the altitude change.
Oh God!
So like they're out there like singing live and like
dancing?
Performing, and dancing, and you know if you're not used to the altitude, it's gonna knock you out. So people were worried that they were getting overworked when really it was just
which
the
member did it happen to?
Oh shoot, I don't know how to pronounce her name. It's like Shuha.
Mm.
Is that it? I don't know. I'm like so used to reading them and then not saying them out loud.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. I don't know how to pronounce her name either. That's how I would have said it.
Yeah. So
yes.
I do not know the member in Luna, but yeah. So what was I going with this? Hi, welcome to Tory's K-pop Corner.
Hi.
Your one of your new favorite groups is coming back soon too, right? With really like pictures that honestly are really pleasing to the eye, and they're not abrasive at all. And
Are you being sarcastic here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I feel it.
Yeah. I just want to, it's not their fault. This is NMIX. I want to just ask their company why.
It's just the company because
I just want to know why.
Because they have several other acts that they produce.
But like, I don't know. It just seems like a really easy thing to make your teaser pictures not hurt you physically.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They have experience doing this for other groups, successful groups too.
And it's like, they took that and they were like, hey, this worked. Let's do the opposite. And they're like, their teasers are neon. Like, if you could show them if you want to give NMIX a promo.
Yeah, they'll be here.
The neon lime green contrasted with a neon yellow contrasted with like a pink. Like, it hurts my eyes.
And also,
yeah,
they have decided that they're gonna stick with a genre of music that
worked so well
doesn't
before.
really exist, but it kind of does. But it's not really like a genre, but they're making it one. It's called they've named it mix pop, which is mixed with 2 X's because that's how their name is spelled. Yep. And basically it's gonna be the same thing that you saw in 00. The same.
But that's a song that's grown on you, because I'm still not super big on it.
You're not big on anything with them, yeah.
They only have 2 songs.
They have 3 songs technically.
Oh yeah, they have the opening for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's technically 3 songs, but it's really 2 because they mixed it into one song because it's mix pop.
You really want to give them a chance. He's a big Enser. The best fandom name.
I'm not a big answer.
The best.
I just want to say I like the fact that they're doing something different. And I like the fact that I might be in on the ground floor of something for once.
Yes.
But I don't.
That, yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I remember that was what you talked about with your interest in NMIX.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I'm going into it with a very cautious optimism.
So am I.
Because I do genuinely feel like, sorry if you like Tank, and also why, but like Tank is the lowest low bar for NMIX, and like they just have to exceed that, and it's like, well, that's great.
I think if they don't knock it out of the park this time, I don't know if they'll have another chance.
Yeah, they will. Yeah. They're from a really, really big company.
Okay, how about this? I don't think they should have another chance.
Okay, well, I was going to say that's the case for a lot of people, but they're from like one of the top 4 companies in Korea, so they'll be fine.
Yes, they are. And
so,
they have the money to do things correctly, so that's why I don't understand what the fuck they're doing.
Probably why they feel like they can get away with doing it, because if any other company, smaller company did it, people would be like, this is gross looking and hurts my eyes, and I have no interest in trying to give promotion to something that physically hurts me. So,
but typically their songs, aside from a handful of people, probably gonna get shit on for saying that, but they were not well received by the general K-pop community.
Who NMIXs?
Yes.
There are 2 songs? Yeah.
Tank is no good.
No.
And 00 is a mess.
It's just a song that should have been 2 songs.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, that's my problem with it. Like, together, I dislike it. But separately, they are 2 very good songs.
Correct.
Except I will always laugh at that, like, zero Coke line in the beginning of the song. It's so random. I don't understand it, but whatever.
I don't know why they decided to put in Coca-Cola into their
Should have been Pepsi.
that would suck just as much.
All right, fair enough. But yeah, so...
But that's what they're doing, and they're gonna come back with that. I don't know the date. I haven't really.
It's September something.
I'm a bad fan because I just don't.
Say the fan name.
No, I don't want to.
Say the fan name.
No.
Say it.
No.
Answer.
Good. You feel better about yourself?
Yes, it's a great fan name.
No,
Yeah.
it's not. It's not, and I know that you know that, and I know that you know that.
I've given you several examples of why it's not as bad as you think it is.
I don't think the examples you provided were as bad.
I literally said AIDS. I said AIDS.
That one's the worst one.
That
one's the worst
But
one.
I know that you're thinking that that's like a funny bad thing, whereas Answer you can't find funny because you don't think it's...
I just don't think
whatever.
it's good.
So
funny bad is better than just bad, in my book.
but yeah. So context for the AIDS thing, I'm not saying it to be like edgy, but there was a group called DEA, and the company was just like, I don't know, just
Turn it backwards.
Yeah, their name backwards, so their fan name was Aid, and the group of Aid are called AIDS. So their name was AIDS.
We're gonna stop saying AIDS now.
I'm just aiding the public and
Good.
knowing about DEA and their fans.
Dia
DEA,
Brando.
it is me, Dio, I don't know.
Dio.
I don't know.
Rainbow in the Dark.
Can you tell I've never watched that show?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I keep staring at the frame of this thing.
Lovely piece of art.
Yeah.
Lovely piece of art.
I wonder if
You'll appreciate it when you grow up.
I'm 30. What do you mean? You're
You'll
too happy
appreciate it.
about this.
This is incredible. It's the best thing I've ever done in my life. It's the best thing that I ever thought
This
to
is
do.
really
for
the
an
way we're
idea.
starting off episode 17. We're nearly of legal age of the podcast. I'm treating 1 year as
I had to
a
keep
year.
this a secret for so fucking long. You know how much I wanted to tell you that this was happening, which
No.
I'm glad I didn't. But it was just a process, and now I have it printed out,
Yeah.
framed even.
You do.
I even framed it.
I'm proud of you. I'm sorry if I'm not giving the reaction you wanted, or maybe this is what you wanted, but
I just know that you're taking it home,
I can't believe
and that's enough of a reaction for me.
can't believe you. All right. Well, anyway, so this is this is quite the start to the episode, episode 17, where we are going to be talking about a random amalgamation of things, but some of it has to do with nostalgia because apparently that's kind of what we keep circling back to. It's rainbows or nostalgia, and in this case, it's both. So that's pretty fun.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, that's fine. I'm talking about the whole premise of our podcast, which is usually that it's
Okay.
rainbows or nostalgia somewhere.
I thought you were hinting towards a topic. I'm sorry.
Okay, I can. Well, yeah. Yes, I did. Wow. You know what? We're 17 episodes in. We really like rehearse this stuff. We're really like,
We have it down.
oh, totally. Yeah. We fooling anybody yet?
Yeah. All 26 of them.
But we did mention the sign, by the way, if we want to talk about something now. And we didn't give any context to it. So what does it say?
Well, it says Stan Kabuki-mon.
So, do you want to talk about the reason, or should I?
No, go for it.
Okay. So, once upon a time in Lost Media World, this is now Tory's Lost Media time, there was a rise in the interest in Japanese anime in like the 80s, and for some reason, rather than like do the cheaper thing and just dub over Japanese anime, Saban, who made Power Rangers, decided that they were going to, or Saban, whatever. Anyway, they decided they were going to remake Sailor Moon in the fashion of Power Rangers, where there was like live action teen girl scenes, but they're really like the Sailor Scouts, and then American animated like superhero portions, and it's not great. But it was lost for a while. All that anybody ever knew of it was the promotional commercial, and this was back in 93, 94. So now we are 28 years later, and someone found it, the whole 10-minute pilot, because surprise, it didn't get picked up by any network. Can't imagine why.
I thought it was pretty good.
It is like, it's the kind of media I love, which is so bad it's good.
Mm-hmm.
And like, it's only 10 minutes, but it's like amazingly entertaining. It's a really kind of great time capsule of the mid-90s, like when like Power Rangers and stuff. But
yes.
So
yes, it is.
Long story short, I know it was for a pilot, but like the American animation is not good. Like, it's pretty bad. And one of the choice scenes from this animation were the villains, one of which looked like a kabuki mask. And since we watched this episode of Sailor Moon, which is called Saban Moon, for anybody interested, so you don't have to look up Sailor Moon pilot and get
I can link it too.
The anime. Yeah, somebody has it on their YouTube. So, and she found it. I don't know how she found it, but I forgot what I was gonna say, but that's fine.
What?
I forgot what I was gonna say.
You were talking about Saban and the animation not being great.
Yes, the animation wasn't great, and it was I just don't understand why they didn't redub it. It's so easy. I don't know. It's just weird. But Kabukimon is what we affectionately named this character. Put it on the screen. Ooh, look how beautiful he is. And this was I remember talking about. This was the same episode when we were talking so extensively about Digimon. So we were all like, something Mon, and then just
That's right.
I think you named him Kabukimon, so
If you see him in like a kabuki mask, which is not always, now that I think about it, he's probably not entirely like a kabuki mask, but it's close enough that it worked. So
see, you said that, and I thought I knew what a kabuki mask looked like, but
I think I'm wrong, is what I'm saying, and I'm just realizing it now. But it's gonna stick because I don't have another name.
Oh yeah, that's not at all what I thought it was. Hanya, I think, was what you were looking for.
Maybe.
Hanya's the red one, because this is the that one there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but whatever. Okay, it's Kabukimon.
It's Kabukimon.
Kabuki is the name. I just realized Kabuki's the name of an old, like, kind of Japanese theater.
Very theatric in movements.
Yeah.
And featuring masks for expressions.
Okay, we are gonna stick with that to make Kabukimon, whose name we've been calling this creature.
So he's Kabukimon.
Again, he's so beautiful with his crossed eyes and like freakish face, and
he's got a beautiful face. A face only a
Kabuki mother could love. Yeah.
Nice.
But anyway, that's context for our slight change of setup that you may not be able to see right now, but it says Stan Kabukimon.
Stan Kabukimon.
But I highly encourage you guys to watch the Lost Sailor Moon pilot because it is so funny. It's just like, it's the think the cheesiest 90s like live action show you can possibly think of, and that was what this was. From the people who brought you Power Rangers.
I want to watch it again.
I know you do too. Yeah. It's been a good year for Lost Media. They found this long lost Sesame Street episode as well. So.
Yeah, the one with the
Margaret Hamilton.
Right, was it the Wicked Witch?
She was the Wicked Witch, and she scared so many children that too many parents complained, and they banned the episode from airing again.
That's crazy. It's funny to think of like what is scary.
Yeah.
Now versus then, like now that probably wouldn't scare many kids. I don't think.
I know, but like it's because you know more about the world. And
exactly.
Stuff. Yeah, there's a few like Lost Media stories where it was like, I saw this as a child and it really terrified me, and then they find it and they're like,
they're incredible.
Some of them, but some of them are like, I guess I understand how a young child would be scared by this, but yeah. I probably would laugh now if I was watching it as an adult, but
yeah, for sure. I think I would probably laugh too.
So there are some things of Lost Media that are like really sought after, and the Sailor Moon American version was one of them.
Did you know about this before they found it? You did? Okay.
Yep.
I've never heard it until you showed it to me and Ashley was talking about it. I'd never heard of it.
Yeah. Lost media is so fun, like, because it's like, especially now where we're the most aware of like preserving things and stuff. Meanwhile, you hear about so many like lost game show episodes because they liked to reuse the tapes and they would tape over things, and so some stuff's like permanently lost forever and ever.
Oh, Jesus.
But we're more aware now of how valuable those pieces of pop culture are, and try to preserve them, but at the same time we're trying to go back into the past where they didn't give a damn and look for this stuff. There was one where they found it in I actually think this Sailor Moon was like locked away in the Library of Congress.
Oh my God.
I think that's how it was found. And another one was some lost like Sesame Street like cartoon bumper thing. And it was found on this website that we use to request books from out of state at the library. So they were like, it was on page something of worldcat.org. Oh.
And you found it. You looked
we had it all along.
Damn it. That's awesome. No,
So
Lost
anyway.
Media is really cool. I love the thought of like just things being found and unearthed and shown off, because
especially the scarier stuff, because or the stuff that people like, it had some sort of emotional impact on someone, or like it was so funny to me as a child and maybe it could not be funny,
or
a
commercial at Nickelodeon Studios from 1997 or 1998.
Oh my God, yes, help him find.
Please.
He's lost media.
I literally am lost media. It's fucked up.
Please help find this media. Oh man, I'm so it makes me not want to be like a lurker on some of the subreddits or something and be like, help me out. But
I have a Reddit account. I will ask.
Ooh.
If you can tell me where to go, I will ask. I don't know anything about Reddit really.
I think there's probably a lost media subreddit.
Don't you lurk?
Yeah, I actually lurk more on the tip of my tongue subreddit, which is like, what is this thing? It's usually for like books or whatever. It's like, what is this thing? It has this character or whatever, and I like seeing the solved ones. Like, I don't know, the internet's cool sometimes when they're not being dicks to each other. So
that kind of shit, like, people really are passionate about that kind of stuff. So
yeah,
like, there's, at least in my experience, there's not a lot of infighting in those crowds because they're all trying to find something. And they're collaborating on an effort.
Yeah, yeah, and also like they're the most generous because how many other like, I don't know, I guess this is really the only one this could apply to, but I can't think of any other like group of people that are so willing to share things instead of being all like, I'll keep it to myself, or or like, I'll give it to you for a price,
right?
Or
I'll sell it,
because everybody just wants to see it and nobody cares about like hoarding it for the most part. But
maybe one of the last good bastions of, I don't know, collaboration on the internet. So
all right, well, I see you lost media people, and I respect all you've done this year, including Kabukimon and Friends.
Thank you so much. That was awesome.
Thank you.
Damn, that was cool.
So anyway, that's our whole thing about Sailor Moon.
Saban.
Woohoo! Which is actually now apparently becoming one of your son's favorite shows, the Japanese one, obviously.
Yes. So it is no surprise because he grew up watching, like, he was like 3 or like 3.5 when he was watching The Miraculous Ladybug.
Oh, I knew you were going to say the Ladybug one, yeah.
And he like would, you can probably still get him to do it now. He knows like all the transformations and like how to do it and like how to do all like the moves and shit. So when the girl comes on screen, like, and she transforms into the Miraculous Ladybug, he's doing it with her. He's like,
oh, that's so cute.
And he could do the one for Cat Noir, who is the main male protagonist. And
Cat Noir, better name than Tuxedo Mask.
Tuxedo Mask. I don't know shit about Sailor Moon at all. Like, don't know anything.
The main guy who wore a tuxedo, his name is Tuxedo Mask.
No, but he has a name besides that, right?
A real name, but that's a secret.
What's the real name?
I don't remember. It's a secret though. He has a secret identity.
Okay.
And your wife said that he was calling Tuxedo Mask Tuxedo Night, which I agree with, because Tuxedo Mask is a very lazy name. It's like
my son was calling him Tuxedo Night?
Yeah, instead of Tuxedo Mask.
Huh.
Because Tuxedo Mask is a dumb name.
Okay, I don't know where he got the
like
night part.
Enser.
Is this your...
I think it's because he shows up at the nighttime.
That's fine. That makes sense too. Yeah, it does make sense. So like...
He doesn't always show up at night, but usually most of the battles in Sailor Moon, I feel like, take place at night. I think, but I haven't watched it.
I
a while.
have watched a couple clips of Sailor Moon. I know that it was on when we were kids, and I didn't watch it because I just didn't have any interest at the time.
So you watched maybe more at a time of Sailor Moon, the American version, than you have of any part of the Japanese version.
I've watched none of the Japanese version.
They said you watched clips.
Oh, clips,
Sailor
yeah.
Moon, yeah.
Just clips, yeah.
Yeah, so you've spent a longer amount of time in one sitting watching American Sailor Moon than Japanese Sailor Moon.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. I have, and I think it's really cool, and I like the fact that my son likes it. My daughter probably likes it too, but it's just like...
Well, that's what... Yeah, because Ashley was like, yeah, I put it on for her, and then he ended up liking it.
That's what happens
because your kids they are the most not twins on the face of the planet. Like, I remember seeing like some video go around on Facebook about like twins talking to each other in like baby language or something.
Mm-hmm.
But your two kids are like never the same with anything.
Nope.
They share the same parents and have the same birthday, and otherwise I don't know anything that is remotely like twinning about them.
Aurora, who's my daughter,
Yeah.
wants to be her own individual, and she's always wanted to be that way since she was born.
Mm-hmm.
So anything that he likes, it's fine. She might like it too, but she's very independent, so she finds things that she likes, and she's very steadfast about like being the only person to do things.
Oh,
So,
okay.
So maybe
she
the
doesn't want to
fact,
be a twin either.
yeah, pretty much.
Aw.
So I'm guessing the fact that he likes it means that she is not so on board.
Yeah, it's not even with their interest too. It's like you guys would say, like when they were younger too. Like if one or even now, if one has a good day, then the other one has a bad day,
Pretty
and
much.
if it switches and neither of them, like I don't know, both have a bad day, or something that like maybe she didn't like to eat, she now likes to eat. Meanwhile, he didn't like to eat, or
Yeah.
he did like to eat, now he doesn't.
Yep.
All the time. It's so weird.
That's been my entire experience
5
with them.
years.
5 years in gaslighting hell.
Yeah, the theme of the episode is
Right.
the letter. This is brought to you by the letter G,
G.
for gaslighting.
Yeah, that's probably why it made me the way I am right now. Giving you a
I keep
splendid art piece.
I am.
If you don't
I am.
want it, okay, and this is 100%. If you don't want it, you have a couple options.
Oh God.
I
Okay.
can't return it.
No,
It's
I,
art.
no, don't return
Okay.
it. Yeah.
You can leave it here, and I will hang it up so people can see it.
Oh, on our wall
Uh-huh.
here. But oh my gosh.
But
Uh-huh.
you need to take it home and show your husband first.
Oh, I will.
And you need to take it home and show your mom.
I will.
Okay. That's the stipulation. So you don't have to hang it in your house,
All right, good.
and you don't have to take it with you.
I mean, I will for this
Right.
purpose, but
And probably what's gonna happen. Let me just tell you the truth here, okay?
yep.
I'm gonna be real honest. I'm not gonna gaslight you.
Uh-huh.
You're gonna take it home, and you're gonna forget to bring it back, and so it will remain in your house.
Okay. That's not gonna happen.
That will.
No. All right, bet.
We'll see.
Uh-huh. But yeah, no, because God, this episode, if you're watching, is just gonna be me staring at a corner like Blair Witch Project. But I'm really looking
I think
at.
it's great art.
I'm just looking at the frame. I can't. I don't.
I think it's great. Oh,
No. I don't know. Okay. You shouldn't have.
I'll just put it right here.
Perfect. Right where your body is blocking Angelica.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I'll put it in the middle of this. That's right.
Did I
Cool.
say anything?
I don't know. There we go. This is great. Perfect.
Perfect. All right. So anyway, you can't stop this. I will not allow it. This is horrible. What a great episode. But anyway, so we got off on like several tangents as we typically do here, but like we did have a pretty exciting Saturday that I wanted to talk about because it was your first time in our residential gay, very gay, mega gay town.
It is the gay Disneyland.
Provincetown, aka P-Town. But it was your first time there, right? Or
It was me and my friend first
Yes.
time there because I had a friend come up from Florida and he's stayed with me almost 2 weeks now. Actually, 2 weeks as of today. So there we go, 2 weeks. Hey, so He is of the community.
We don't want to fully out him, even though he's out.
He's gay.
Okay.
And we took him to Provincetown, P-Town, as it's colloquially known.
And I'm not being like a butt about this. Like, really, it's gay. I'm not using it as
It's a very
an
queer
edgy slur.
space.
Yeah.
And it was designed that way. Like, that is how it's been for a long time.
You drive down and there's literally like every single kind of pride flag on a banner you could have, like as the most rainbow welcoming ever, except for ones that I had to look up because I didn't know what they meant.
I'm gonna be honest. It may make me a bad LGBTQ plus member, but I don't know all of the flags. I know the main ones. Mm-hmm. But I don't know every single like designation and such. Yeah. So I'm outing myself here. But I'm willing to learn. I'm willing to learn. Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah. Right.
Don't do that.
But yeah.
Unless you feel it's safe.
I do. Well, that's what I wanted to say too. Is that area, P-Town, is. I felt very safe there.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
Like I felt like I could just be myself.
Yeah.
I could let down my guard, and I wasn't the one being judged. Like,
yeah, no, because like everybody was just out being themselves and
chilling,
dressing how they wanted. Which, honestly, for the day we went, that's very fair. Because it was hot as hell. It
was hot as hell. Hopefully, it won't be too hot when we go back.
Surprise! We liked it so much. We're going back. Just
tomorrow.
Wish it wasn't. Well, it'll be last week for the people watching or listening at home. Saturday. Perfect.
Friday.
We already went? All right. I'm sad I missed it.
God damn it.
I wish it wasn't so far away. For us, it's about an hour and a half drive, which is an hour too long for me, frankly. But I don't know. I wish it was closer. Like, I really would.
Me too.
Go there more.
I would go there a ton. It's like you can drive through the main road, which I think is called Commercial Street or some shit.
That sounds like it sounds like a very Disney name. Yeah. As well.
Yeah. And people are just in the streets, like walking and biking and scootering everywhere. Pedicab. I'm sorry, I didn't know what it was called. And it's incredible.
It is.
It's really fucking incredible. The
very
vibes
lively.
The vibes are spot on. At night, it like transforms into like music and just fucking energy, dude. I love it.
Thing too, I'm excited about because we're going. Hasn't happened. It will have happened, but we're going back to P-Town,
right?
And we're going to try to explore more of the nightlife.
Yes.
Because we went early in the morning. I don't know, like spend more than 12 hours at a place. It's sort of like
it gets old.
A little bit.
But no, now we have a plan to actually see the nightlife and check out some places. And we actually did see the nightlife last time.
Just that nothing started until at least 9 or 9:30.
We're not experienced. Okay,
nothing.
So the thing is like...
Yeah,
like,
hey.
I know you've said this before, but like the same thing goes for me. Like I moved here when I was 20. Mm-hmm. And I have been with my partner for, oh God, like... a long fucking time.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. So I wasn't going out to clubs to find anybody. Like I wasn't.
Yeah. And prior to that, you were very introverted anyway. So...
I still am.
Yeah.
I'm very introverted.
But this is a very big step compared to, like, would you imagine your present self as your past self?
No.
Yeah. So you've made great strides. It's all about just doing things outside of your comfort zone, but with some sort of comfort. So like that. Like, and the same way too. So like that I'm out doing this with friends. Yeah. Was the comfort for something that I normally would otherwise be like very uncomfortable doing. So that helps.
Well, you seem fine. You seem very confident.
You too. So we're going to explore the nightlife and boogie, like the song, but also actually.
Correct.
But the day, it's also supposed to be cooler. When we go,
which is good.
Yeah,
which is good.
We went and it was what, like,
it was like 90 degrees.
Yeah, 90 high 80s. Shout out also to drag queen Misconception, by the way.
Oh my God.
She was out on just on the sidewalk outside of the venue she was gonna perform at that day, like encouraging people to come, and we signed up, and she was wearing this like floor length like gown,
ballroom looking gown.
Yeah.
Like It was fantastic.
Yeah, and we were like, and I think Ashley actually asked Misconception if she was like hot and stuff like that. Yes. But
she was fanning herself quite.
She was promoting her fan.
Yeah.
Business queen.
I want to get some of her merch.
Me too.
I kind of like, we kind of rushed out of there after the picture.
Yeah.
And I think we're all kind of like very excited because we had just seen, it was my first drag show too.
There's a lot of firsts happening in here for P-Town travels. So.
Well, I didn't really like ever do that kind of stuff, you know. But
right. Again, that's the comfort zone thing.
Right. So it was amazing. And she was incredible. She had like 7 costume changes.
Yeah, that was the thing. She had, so like we're asking her in this one, what we think is a one gown if she's hot. And like, I don't know, we were up close to her and she didn't look like she was breaking a sweat at the time, but her arm must have been tired from like so much fanning. So the shtick of her show was that she sang, live sang as well. Which most drag queens don't do. So that was.
Voice was incredible.
Yeah, voice was great. That was a really good treat.
Like just a great. Not even just a drag performer, but just like singer.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Great singer.
And her whole shtick was that she would live on stage transform into various iconic villains. Which meant since she was changing on stage, she was wearing like at least like 7 or 8 tearaway dresses or jumpers or something. Like And I think we just kept thinking like, how many more layers does she have? She was standing outside at 2 p.m. in 90-degree weather with just like this umbrella and a fan to help her.
Just literally nothing because the fan wasn't doing anything for her that day.
It was like
no breeze.
Unreal. So, and it was actually not. I mean, there was some swearing, but otherwise, it was I think a really good first drag show for us to go to.
It was incredibly good.
Don't know if you know this, guys, but drag shows can tend to be kind of 18 plus and a little risque. So, but
no, the worst that she did was
she said the F word a couple times.
Some curse words and some innuendos.
And she kept. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, I say risque, but she was like just hitting on this attractive bald guy that she kept calling Daddy Warbucks, which was funny. So
yeah, remember that.
Oh my god! And this like friend that the bald guy in the front his
trio,
his wife, and then her friend, I guess.
Right.
She was like immediately looked bored. Like I think she kept sinking into her chair in boredom as the show went on, which was like, what the hell are you doing here?
First of all, even if you're bored at a show, and maybe she wasn't bored, maybe that was just all anxiety, but. You sat in the front, man. You don't sit in the front if you have anxiety. Sit in the back, sit in the middle, sit somewhere else. But yeah, she was sunk into her chair.
And Misconception was actually like kind of pointing this out to try to get her to crack a smile and stuff. But she's like, I don't know what was up her butt, man. I have no idea. Like, it was so weird. Like, the point of drag shows is that you are subject to being a part of audience participation. And even if you don't want to be, you can at least smile and say, I'm doing good or whatever. You don't have to be a big old sourpuss about it. If you're not having fun, then leave. So that's there.
You don't have to go up on stage. They'll just find someone else usually. But as somebody who like, I don't know, like I'm a mixed bag. That's why I don't like the Ren Fair because I don't like being pulled up on stage. Like I don't want that. I came to the Ren Fair to experience shit. I don't want to be the show. I want to see the show.
You could also just not go to the show. There's more than that to the Ren Fair.
Yeah, but there's mostly just shows there unless you want to, I don't know.
They're not going to pull you in for the jousting. You can be an audience member. And I'm just saying that's a live show that happens.
Okay, but if you are... Okay, so you don't see anxiety being a problem at all. Like I had really bad anxiety 10 years ago.
Yeah. I guess I'm not understanding... I don't know. Maybe I'm one of those people who thinks that things will never happen to them or whatever. So that might be why. So I go to those things and I don't even think that I'm going to be pulled.
The first time I went to the Ren Fair, I was pulled on stage.
I'm sorry, I didn't know.
Like 2 times.
I didn't mean to bring up this trauma.
Like 2 fucking times. And that isn't what I wanted. Like,
okay.
That was not what I wanted. So for me, I was a little nervous going to the drag show.
Oh,
because of that aspect. And I knew that.
Shit, I didn't know.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But... she made it such a great show that I was not nervous. I even would have gone upstage. Like
there was a conga line happening at one point.
There was
that your wife happily partook in.
She did. She would get in. She would do anything.
Yeah. All right. So I'm starting to understand, this whole how your kids are so different. It's probably because you guys are so
We're very different.
different.
We're very different people.
But yeah, no, I did not know that about you or the Ren Fair. I didn't know. I'm sorry that I made light of that. Now I feel like a dick. So
Well, it's not that it's like a sore subject. It's just how do I phrase this without sounding like an asshole?
it's not like it's whatever.
No,
Okay.
it's just I respect everything that they do, and I think it's great.
Mm-hmm.
But I wish there was like I don't know, some sort of like thing you could wear or like some sort of indication
don't pick
like,
me.
hey,
Yeah.
I love what you're doing. I'm supporting it.
From
It's
afar.
funny. I don't want to go up there.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that would probably have the unintended effect of them being more enticed to pull you on stage.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unless
Which
it
is
like
why I said there's nothing you can do. Like you either
one of
chance it.
Squidward's giant big buttons that says, "I really, really, really don't want to be here right now."
there we go. And that'll go over just fine.
Yeah.
Anyways, I don't think we actually told the story, but she was
The psychologist woman, right?
she was a psychologist, yeah.
Yeah.
And they were from God.
I don't remember.
They were from Miami.
Oh, how do you remember that?
Because
We know your whole life story.
Because I'm from Florida.
All right.
And she kept saying, "Oh yeah, Daddy Warbucks and Daddy this and Daddy that," as a joke.
Yeah.
It was a joke. It was not real.
No. Yeah, I think. Yeah. Just that corner was weird, but then there were some, I don't know. Everybody was really into it otherwise, which always makes the show better when people are into it.
She did some great songs. She did "Poor Unfortunate Soul" from Little Mermaid, which is a great song. Ursula is modeled after a drag queen.
Yes.
I don't remember which one. I'm sorry.
Divine.
Is it Divine?
Divine.
Divine it is.
Yes.
So that's really fucking cool.
Yeah. Yeah, there was there was Ghostbusters, there was Cruella de Vil, there was, oh my gosh, I forgot the rest of them. Oh, she did some like classic movie ones, like the one with her from The Birds, where the enemy, the villain was the birds. That one was funny. I think that was one of my favorite ones was when she started singing Blackbird by Paul McCartney.
Very just great.
Yeah, so fun.
Comedic timing and just very, very fun, lively, energetic. Like the shit she was doing on stage, I'm like, damn, I don't even know if I could do all that shit. That's some crazy stuff.
Like
energy.
the athleticism. Yeah, energy. Yeah.
High energy, just very, very witty, very quick on her feet. And,
yeah.
My favorite one was the end.
Oh.
From Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Frankenfurter.
Yeah, Frankenfurter.
Yeah, it was good. So shout out to her.
Yes.
There is a Twitter account that she has that I don't remember the name of, but
Misconception.
Is it just Misconception?
No, I actually.
Yeah. So see, there we go.
She followed me on Twitter, so I have her.
That's yeah. That was awesome. So
yeah.
Happy she follows you.
You want to know what? She was my 69th follower.
Nice.
She pushed me to that edge.
Nice.
That's probably a joke.
She
too.
knew.
But
yeah, so also like
Incredible.
I would highly encourage, even if they aren't like PG-13 like Misconception, do your research on your own, like on some of them, gauge your comfort level with some of the material, know that you may be an active participant, but otherwise it is so fun. That was my first time seeing a drag show too, and I thought it was great.
Oh, I thought you had already seen one.
There was like a drag thing that happened at my university, but I didn't really have no. That was my first like actual like professional. She's
great.
Miss C Toronto.
I'll also post a.
So go follow her. She's fun.
Yeah, she's awesome.
But yeah, a lot of firsts for us two introverted millennial people who have partners for over 10 years and just didn't, I guess, experience young adulthood like we should have. I don't know. Not should have, but could have.
So like we're shy and
We're shy, yeah.
it's really hard for shy people to do things, especially go out to a fucking nightclub like that.
I've always wanted to though.
Yes, but also like in my head, like there's a lot of people here. Like there's a lot of fucking people here.
Oh yeah, that was in my mind too.
So
especially now, but
Oh my god.
with COVID, but like,
Yes.
yeah, I don't know. We did a lot of things. We were like,
We saw a pig.
oh my god. All right, I was gonna be like really sentimental for a second, but that's fine. We'll talk about the pig.
I'm sorry.
No, we're talking about the pig. Oh my god, there was a pig. It was just a pig. We took a pedicab because we walked the wrong way to a place, and I didn't feel like walking all the way back, so we got a pedicab. And literally, as we're going, we've all been drinking a little bit, but I'm like, we were talking about something. I don't even know what we were talking
No,
about.
we listen to music.
Oh, and then all of a sudden I just see this like big pink blur, and I just shout, "Oh my god, there's a fucking pig!" Like
That's awesome.
really loud, which in P-Town doesn't matter anyway. But
No.
anyway, I made you guys walk back, and it was on a corner, and it wasn't there anymore. And I was like, I swear to God, there was a pig right here. And we walked a couple more feet in the pot. It was a big potbelly pig. I forget what the name of the pig is, but apparently
That's gonna kill me.
They frequent P-Town. We'll probably see him when we go again.
Yeah.
They frequent the town enough to where the person who owns the pig has a shirt that says like she's a pig mom or something.
Yeah.
But that was. Oh my god, that and the wolfhound.
Oh, that big ass dog. I actually have a picture, so I'll post
Yeah,
it.
I do too, and I have some of the pig.
Nice. Oh yeah, the pig. I don't think I took one of the damn pig.
Yeah, I did. I took one of the pig. It was
Nice.
because I'm like, if I had just told Josh like, oh, we saw a pig in P-Town, he'll be like, that's nice, dear. Okay.
It was so fucking random because we were nearly at our destination where we wanted to be.
I wanted to yell stop. I'm like, stop! There's a pig!
Stop the bike.
Set the cab.
Yeah.
Also, another thing that was out of my comfort zone were those pedicabs, because Guy was just like bobbing and weaving through people and ringing or like honking his horn, and I guess screw you if you didn't get out of the way enough, because he wasn't slowing down for anybody.
It was awesome. I loved it. I would do it again. 10 out of 10.
I would too, yeah.
10 out of 10.
So yeah, we did a lot to push ourselves out of our comfort zone by going to P-Town.
Correct.
We went, first of all, openly as ourselves, and like didn't feel uncomfortable in the sense of like, I don't know. Because everybody, some form of gay there, not everybody, but the collective majority is some form of on the within the LGBTQ plus rainbow.
I like to think that if you're going to P-Town and you're not okay with different genders and sexualities and things like that, that is you are going to have a bad time.
Oh, okay. I was
like you are in the wrong place, and no one's gonna accommodate you there. Like, yeah, it's just not gonna happen.
Well, I mean, like, I think that people there would accommodate or try to anyway, like accommodate as far as like be welcoming.
They would be welcoming, but
they wouldn't change how they are.
They're not gonna change.
Yeah,
is what I mean. Like, they're not going to hide it.
No.
So
and seeing it so like out blatantly like that was really, I don't know, like a very
it was empowering, man.
It was very, because like I think our town's pretty okay.
Oh my god.
Well, we have a lot of like stupid freaking let's go Brandon, and there's like whatever stuff.
We'll get into that.
Yeah, we will. I was like, oh, will we? But our town's split quarter 50-50. Like I see like a good amount of pride flags around and about.
Yeah.
We've got a pride flag as a crosswalk in our downtown area.
Right.
So. Yeah.
I'm not actually sure how good or bad.
I consider us like half and half, but.
Yeah.
But yes, there's a stark difference between that, which I was just like, oh, that's nice to see, and then being bombarded with flags, and I'm like, I didn't know there was a flag for bears.
Spoiler alert. Yeah, there's a flag for bears.
There was a different, I don't know what it's called. It's the bear flag. I don't know, but I don't remember what it looks like. I just remember that they have a couple of flags which are related to, I guess, more
BDSM,
like, type preferences rather than like, well,
kinks.
Yeah, like things that, there's like sexual orientation, and then there's like preference orientation, I guess. So things like that was it was an educational trip. So
it was incredible.
I learned a lot.
I
can't wait to go back very soon.
I can't wait to go back. It's literally in a couple of hours, so I'm actually pretty pumped. No, you don't understand. Like, it's so fucking cool. Like,
oh, it's just that you saying couple hours.
I lived in the state for so long, and like, we usually just go to Boston if that's
right,
our faraway place or whatever. And Boston's fine, This was completely something different, and I was not expecting it.
It was the opposite direction of Boston.
It was quite literally, yeah.
The further south you go here in Massachusetts, the more gay it becomes.
That's right. It is literally like the end of the state.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which is why it takes so long to get to.
Right. So it is fucking far, and there's only one way in and one way out.
It's back the way you came.
It's back the way you came.
But it's so worth it.
Yeah.
So
definitely go. 10 out of 10 would go again. Am going again.
10 out of 10 am going again.
All right, that shrimp.
Oh my god. So it's such good food there too.
Yeah, they have great
food.
food.
Such a crazy diverse amount of food. Really great fudge.
Mm-hmm.
Great ice cream. What else did we have? We had so much stuff there. Many drinks.
It's all good.
Which was, you know what, actually, I think I really didn't get too drunk at all. The drunkest I was when we were sitting in a bar watching NASCAR and eating fried shrimp.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, I don't know. It was also a weird highlight of my trip was sitting in a gay bar and watching NASCAR.
That changes soon, okay? This is our bender night.
Yes, I know, yeah.
So.
Get lit in P-Town. Oh, okay. Oh my god. Because I just looked at the camera and looked at my shirt. So here's the fun part of the podcast where if it's visual for you, this will be great. And if you even if it is visual, you probably won't know what I'm talking about. So the lovely child on my shirt, this is a whole thing, is Bat Boy. And for P-Town, it was like mythos and monsters, I think was a theme for their carnival.
Yeah.
And so this is like part of the myths and monsters. And it's this picture of a Weekly World News character. Weekly World News is completely like made up stories, like the ones that they make fun of in like Hey Arnold or something, like aliens have come and are taking only blue items or whatever, like things that are not real, like they're just not real.
Yeah.
But this publication treats them all as very real. The Inquirer, National Enquirer? There's like a really, really tabloidy sort of like magazine.
I mean, the National
like
Enquirer it's one of those fucking like rags, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So rags. Listen, Weekly World News is a treasured piece of like news journalism.
May I tell you a fun fact about Weekly World News?
Go for it.
Their headquarters, I don't know if it's still the same, but it was in the town that I grew up in.
You're so lucky. Did you meet Bat Boy?
I did not, but I did see his fucking magazine every week at the grocery store, and I wanted to read it.
All right, so I did some research too. So Bat Boy was created in 1992. Mm-hmm. This image, which genuinely, honestly, is really good Photoshop for 92. Like it does look convincing. Like even to me now, like it does.
They've done other ones that you're like that.
99% of their other ones, but somebody in 1992 was like, guys, I know how to increase our sales, put all their money toward this endeavor. And like he really became like their mascot, so like it worked. And the shirt says, it's not Weekly World News because that's copywritten, but it says P-Town News, and it says Bat Child because Bat Boy might also be copyrighted, I don't know. Mm-hmm. Bat Child found in P-Town. And I saw this in a storefront and I almost didn't see it. And I was like,
that was crazy that you saw that.
It was on like the side that we were walking away from. I was like, oh my god, I need this shirt because some girls grew up with like American Girl magazine, some grew up with like Highlights or National Geographic Kids or Zoo Books. I grew up with Weekly World News magazine, which I don't know why my mom let me read. Like I have issues dating back to like 2002. I was 10 years old. Why the hell was my mom letting me read this stuff? Who knows? But
because your mom's fucking awesome. She's great.
It was fun. The way I found this, I'm pretty sure it was I was waiting for every year we would go to Yogi Bear Jellystone Park in New Hampshire, which is one of my favorite places to go. And I was waiting for a Game Boy of mine to charge, and then I was bored, so my mom said I could go get a magazine at one of the local little stores they have in the campground. And I saw, I don't think it was Bat Boy, but I think it was like The World's Fattest Cat or something. And I was like, perfect, I'll get that because I like cats. And then I don't know what it is. You
found Bat Boy, or he found you.
We found each other. But
found love in a hopeless place.
So this is legitimately one of my favorite shirts ever now. Like I might go back and get a second one when we go back there if they still have them.
You should be careful with it. Like turn that shit inside out when you wash it, so that way the
Oh yeah, I do that with all my shirts.
yeah the print.
Yeah, I'll treasure him always. That leads into my surprise though, because I don't know why, but I have so many of these saved. Weekly World News magazine.
Oh, cool.
From 2003.
Yeah, that's right. You did say you had these. Huh?
So I brought some that correspond to. Okay, so the story of Bat Boy. I gotta get into the lore. There's a lore. So Bat Boy is not known how he came to be, but he was found in a cave, and there was Roswell scientists who wanted to take him to like experiment on him, and he always kept getting away, and it was always this big like cat and mouse game. So I brought some headlines on his storyline that made headlines, including hot pursuit of half bat, half human. Mutant steals Mini Cooper car for joyrides. Batboy leads cops on a 3-state chase. And then this freaking bubble that says actual photos, and they're not. So, I mean, they are photos. But also, bonus shout out to Saddam challenges Bush to a duel.
Man, what a cool time that was.
January 2003.
Oof.
So this was actually really great. Osama bin Laden and Saddam Hussein, YouTube, just hang on a second. They were very like prominent figures in the media in the early 2000s, like, you know, post 9/11. Mm-hmm. And Weekly World News literally saw everything. It was like, guys, we've got our stories for the next couple of years. So nearly every story has like some new like development on where Saddam Hussein and Osama bin Laden are. It's so weird. So
I remember seeing their faces on there all the fucking time. All the time. Yeah.
So speaking of, Bat Boy fights in Iraq. Chomp. I don't know if you can see from here. Maybe I'll take pictures. But
yeah, if you wouldn't mind taking pictures of those,
sure.
and sending them to me.
Oh, everybody should know.
Yep.
This one was April 22nd, 2003. So we're moving along. Bat Boy has driven his Mini Cooper all the way to Iraq now to fight in the war.
He drove to Iraq.
I guess
Holy
so.
Crap.
He's a bat. So.
He is. He probably flew it.
And also, like, you can tell, like, this picture that they spent so much money on, they did not replicate in any future Bat Boy graphics like this one, because it looks not great. Bat Boy led our troops to Saddam's hole, which that title alone is, like, very sus. But it's, like, Bat Boy with dog tags. Bush plans to award Pint-Sized Hero a Bronze Star. So Bat Boy saved us from another attack and captured Saddam Hussein. What more could you want? This was in September, so he's moving right along. And then finally, in January 2004, Saddam hid out as a janitor. Shocking video shows him cleaning toilets in Baghdad with a little bonus story on the bottom that says, Hero Bat Boy picked for the next space shuttle mission. So
it's him in a fucking spacesuit with that screaming face.
It's so,
I love it.
Like I said, like they really clearly put a lot of money into this face. So even if it was literally the same picture, I think they'd maybe, if they were really serious about trying to convince people, which I don't know. Maybe they were trying to convince people that he's just really good at making the same face over and over.
He's amazing at it.
So
correct.
So yeah, those are just some of the adventures.
That's great.
Osama bin Laden, I remember as another subplot where like I think it was Bush, I can't remember, but they became like secret lovers and Bat Boy was like their adopted love child. Yeah. So this is the stuff that my mom used to let me read. Those were all things when I was 2004, when I was 11 and 12. I was 12 years old.
And they're in very good condition.
I'm a freak, man. I don't know what to say.
They're in very good condition. Like, that's freakishly... It's not even, like, bent, except for the
yeah, well, I was a child, but that was okay.
Well, yeah, it's a magazine, so it's way easier to fucking...
I don't know. I used to have more, but they were stored in the attic, and I had them in cardboard boxes, and there was a leak, and it got on some of them.
They're gone.
Yeah, so I have, like, 30 of these, because I'm a freak. I'm, like... I don't know how to still explain myself. I'm a person who saw this fucking face and was like... wow, I need to really have this right on my heart. And so I'm just weird. So I have 30 of these Weekly World News magazines. Maybe they'll be worth something. I don't know.
Don't sell them.
No, I need to pass these on from
You do.
from generation
You do.
to
This
generation.
is a tradition.
Oh gosh. Same.
Tradition.
So, generation to generation, great. So,
Yeah.
there's my story, my surprise, but I'm taking the magazines home, so.
That's fine.
Unless you really want one, but
No.
okay. you don't want to read about how Saddam challenged Bush to a
I
duel?
read them in the supermarket when I would go shopping, and I left them there. I had no desire to collect them.
How much were they at the time?
Probably like $2 or some shit.
$2.79. $2.79. So
inflation.
or I think ooh, that one was a double issue, so it was really only $1.89.
Ooh.
So bargain compared to when I asked my mom for comic books that were
$10.
quadruple the price. So inflation. For so my mom was happy to get me
Weekly World News with Bat Boy.
a $2 thing that I was young. It'd take me days to read everything. So there's a lot of pages.
I know. I'm not.
And a lot of words I didn't know.
Like Bat and Boy and Saddam.
The first car I ever learned about was a Mini Cooper.
Yeah.
Bat Boy's impact.
We stand.
We do stand. So
I think we
that's
should
my
get
story.
into something that you're very passionate about.
Oh, more ranting from me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. So, I am a librarian. This is my confession. Just when I thought
Thanks, Usher.
Yeah. You beat me to it. I love my job. I make projects for myself sometimes because if I see something is in need of
something.
in the need of like a re-up or something, I want to help in making our collection as appealing as possible for people. So I took on the role of, let me gather every single classic book we own and see what their conditions are and see if we need to replace them, because classic books are always essential. People will always be looking for those and they never necessarily fall out of style. So I took that project on for myself and then kind of quickly came to realize that, like, what is a classic? How do you define a classic? What period of time is it considered a classic? Like, these questions I kept having pop up in my head. This is why this segment is called Tory Rants About Classics. Nothing at all to do with the content, only to do with the definition. It's like, if I go out and write a romance novel, like, it is automatically a romance novel, but nobody sits down and is like, they hope it, but they're not like, this book will be a classic.
Well, it's the same thing with music too, right? Like,
right, yeah.
A certain amount of time has to have passed in order for somebody to say that is a classic.
And what even is the period of time?
There's never a hard, like, designation of time.
Right.
Like, it's not set in stone. It's not like 5, 10, 15 years.
It's just like, I mean,
it could be.
Yeah, that's true.
But
there's probably some Justin Timberlake songs that are considered classics.
So, something related to this, but
oh, okay,
maybe not exactly what you wanted to talk about.
No.
Harry Potter.
Yeah.
I remember reading an article when I was younger about this same kind of topic. Like, people were calling it a classic children's book and all that kind of stuff. And the article was basically like, how do we determine what's a classic? It was exactly what you were talking about, and I don't really think there was an answer.
Yes, that's what we came across too, me and my coworker. And some people I think do consider Harry Potter a classic kids book. I keep forgetting that it came out in the 90s. It wasn't the 2000s. Yeah. The first ones, more than one.
Correct.
Yeah. Handmaid's Tale was written in 88 and is considered a classic. I don't know. So like, which I don't know. I don't know how to consider, like, I get asked questions at the library about, like, well, what's a classic? And I'm like, I don't know. It's stuff I had to read in school, but it's also like, how do they determine that? So it leads you down this whole rabbit hole of stuff. And also, I mean, we put classic stickers on things. That's where this whole thing is coming out.
Okay.
So it's my job to make the determination of if it's a classic or not. There was a couple books.
Damn, that's a heavy burden.
It helps that there are publishers like Penguin and Harper who literally have
it on
classic. They're called the classic editions.
Sure.
So it's like, cool, you've done the work for me.
Yeah.
Awesome. Problem too with ordering classic books is that so many of them are in public domain that literally every schmo can stick like an royalty-free image on the cover and put Comic Sans on it and be like Jane Eyre, and then they can do that, and so the quality control is really hard to do for.
What do you think about Jane Eyre?
I hate her. I hate the book. I had to buy 3 copies. I wasn't happy about it.
It's so weird.
I'm gonna save that particular rant for another time. Sorry if you like Charlotte Bronte, but that's too bad. So my job is to designate like genres too.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them are easy because some of them say on the back like contemporary romance or a something mystery. So I'm like, perfect, easy, got it. But classics are harder because there's no clear definition for or criteria for what makes a classic a classic. And then another subset of this problem is books that are considered classics but are more well known for their intended genre. So like any Lord of the Rings books, those would be considered classics, but they could also just be considered fantasy, but that they are classics of that genre.
Okay.
And in our library, we don't like to put more than one classification label on the books. So I'm sitting here being like, Lord of the Rings, is it a fantasy or is it a classic? All the Sherlock Holmes books too, those ones also are like, they are classic mystery books, but are they just classics?
Yeah, I can see how that's very annoying and frustrating, especially since you're the one who has to designate what goes where.
And I'm not alone, and nobody has the answer. So I see so many different things in like our computer about this library's done it this way, and it's like, I guess.
I think you'll just have to all agree on what the standard is, and then
I don't know, that it's subjective too. Like not every book that was published in the early 1900s is considered a classic.
No.
So it's just extremely subjective. And
what does a classic have to have? Can you think of any criteria?
Just a cultural or like
significant impact.
Yeah, like lasting impact.
Okay.
But that's why that's really it. That's really all I have. And that's it.
Do you think a classic has to have endured, a lengthy amount of time or something like that?
Like relevance?
Yeah. So does a classic have to be older, basically? Does it have to be something that's written 20 years ago? Do you have a time period in mind for what
for me,
is the cutoff?
Personally, I would say before my own lifetime.
Okay.
Although I do understand why people consider Harry Potter a classic because, it is still so culturally relevant and it'll probably be like, I think it's the most culturally relevant sci-fi fantasy thing since Star Wars. Like as far as like how big it is and how still relevant it is now, and they're still doing spin-offs and all this other stuff for it. So I think I wouldn't be mad if that was people called it a classic. But when I think of things like Lord of the Rings, as opposed to House on Mango Street, sorry, I think of a fantasy book for Lord of the Rings before I think of a classic book. Meanwhile, thinking of
I know what you're saying.
Yeah, so that's really my rant. It's not really a rant. It's just something to think about because I'm a librarian who's getting a master's degree, and I'm sitting here like, duh, what's a classic? Like, because nobody knows. So,
well, then you're not alone. You're in good company.
I just want to know if there's websites that will tell you if things are like essential to your core collection or what the breakdown of every subgenre you can possibly think of in this one book. But there doesn't seem to be a unified resource for classics. And I think it's just because it's really impossible to gauge how the public... And the other thing too is not every book written by a specific author is considered a classic as well. Yeah. So then you get that. I wish I could think of an example. I cannot, but that's fine.
Of a classic book?
Of a classic book where not everything that person wrote is considered a classic. And I did so many, guys. There's so many. I do like 300 classic books.
It's almost ogre now.
Oh my god. Why do you bring... We didn't talk about something that we also did in P-Town.
What was that?
Henna tattoos.
Oh my god.
And
yes.
I don't know how
It's not.
It is almost ogre now.
Mm-hmm.
We were getting henna tattoos, and Ashley got this very elaborate hand one, and as soon as he said, the guy said, you have to wait 2 hours, and I'm like, I don't want to not use my hand for 2 hours. I got like some flower thing on my ankle. Lewis was looking at the boards of so many different options, and then I pointed out, oh my gosh, they have a Shrek page, jokingly, and he was like, I gotta do that. Like, you were dead set on that as soon as you locked eyes with the green man himself.
I mean, how often do you get a henna tattoo and there's an option to pick a Shrek character?
However, how often do you get a henna tattoo of Shrek? Apparently, according to the
a
henna
lot,
artist.
apparently. Like, he's like, oh, I know the number. And there's like hundreds of numbers in that book, like hundreds of numbers and selections. Mm-hmm. He knew the number by heart because he gets that request so damn often, apparently.
We're all just a bunch of nostalgic millennials wanting a big old Shrek portrait on our arms.
I wanted to ask you before we move on to anything else, what is a cherished classic book for you?
See, I don't, because I'm still a younger adult. And I have not so fond memories of the classic books I was meant to read at school, because I called it forced reading. So like, wasn't going to read this book. I didn't have the choice to read this book. And so my disposition's already kind of negative with reading that book. So all my classic books are relating to like kids books.
No, mine are too.
Okay, because I don't have any adult books where I'm like, I grew up with that or whatever, because I didn't. And the books that I read that are considered classics for school that I did like, I don't even know if I would consider. I don't know. It's all. I'm not explaining myself well, but
I have two off the top of my head.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because they were really influential on me. I think I probably read them when I was in 2nd or 3rd grade. And those two books are by the same author, and that's Shel Silverstein.
Oh my god, I was gonna say that.
And it's not The Giving Tree. I think The Giving Tree is good, but for me, it doesn't hit as well as as the two compilations. One is Where the Sidewalk Ends, and the second is Falling Up.
Yeah. Yep.
There was also A Light in the Attic, but I didn't.
Oh, I love The Light in the Attic.
Yeah, I don't think I read that as much as the other two.
Yep.
So.
Damn, you took the words right out of my mouth, man. I was also gonna say Shel Silverstein. Yeah, because I'm trying to think of. I mean, The Giving Tree's fine. There's also The Missing Piece, Giraffe and a Half, which I loved as a child. Even though, to my disappointment, there were not just stories and poems about giraffes. There was other things in there too. But Shel Silverstein's one I would consider. I really would have to search my memory banks.
Dr. Seuss is another one.
Dr. Seuss, yep.
Who had multiple hits. Guy was dishing out bangers.
Yeah.
Bam, bam, bam. And I read the crazy thing about like the Grinch. Like, there was a story about like how that almost didn't happen, and like how he almost didn't.
The live action one or the
animated?
Oh, right.
Yeah, the animated one.
Yeah, I thought I read somewhere that they didn't particularly like it, or they didn't particularly like it, but which is crazy to me. The animated one. It
like propelled his entire career after that point, because he wasn't really. He had written for publications and shit before, and he had written books and all that kind of stuff, but like he wasn't banking like he did after that. So
yeah, so there's a couple like that. I think again, it's all very subjective.
There's no wrong answer.
There's some wrong answers.
Okay, well,
if the newest James Patterson you're considering a classic, that's a wrong answer. If you're considering any James Patterson a classic, that's also a wrong answer.
Okay, for you, there are no wrong answers, because I know you're not going to pick James Patterson. So.
But yeah, so what is a classic book? And how many times did we say the word classic? Let us know in the comments below.
Absolutely.
But back to Shrek. I'm going to tackle two current events. Well, one current event with Shrek.
Go ahead.
In our long not used game, 6 Layers of Shrek. If you don't know what that is, it is basically 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon, except you've got to relate it to a character or a voice actor in Shrek instead of Kevin Bacon.
It's a brilliant game.
I don't even remember how we came up with it. It's so stupid.
We came up with it.
Yeah.
I don't remember why, but I remember we were like, oh, 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon. Like, that's, everyone plays that.
God, I wish I remembered. I wonder if we talk about it in a past episode of the podcast.
Probably.
We could find out. You guys can find out. Watch some of our YouTube videos from long ago.
That would be great. Thank you.
10 months ago. Not 8 months.
Damn.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, so anyway, I'm going to talk about a current event without talking about a current event and linking it to Shrek, and that is Schneider. Woohoo! So exciting. Everybody likes, anyway, that's not, I guess that's not true anymore. I'm not going to talk about Dan Schneider, so anyway.
But you just did.
I said everybody, whatever. It doesn't matter.
What are you doing?
I'm buying time because I'm trying to remember my connection that I made up beforehand. Okay, yes.
Okay.
Yep, nope, got it. All right. So, Dan Schneider was the producer and creator of Zoe 101, which is an underrated show, and underrated because it didn't really last super long because Jamie Lynn Spears got pregnant at 16. Jamie Lynn Spears' sister is Britney Spears. Britney Spears dated Justin Timberlake.
Yeah.
And I actually forgot that Justin Timberlake was in Shrek until this very moment. So I was going to use it as Justin Timberlake was in the movie Bad Teacher with Cameron Diaz. Bada bing.
Who is the voice of Fiona?
Yeah, that's the thing too. You could get, Ashley would never, but you guys could get a couple tattoos. She could have gotten Fiona.
You know, a friend that went with us to P-Town.
Mm-hmm. Oh, did he say that too?
He said the same thing. I'm like, damn it, we should have done that.
This is your chance. This is your chance.
It's not. It's not.
But anyway, that's my 6 layers of Shrek contribution using everybody's favorite children's television producer.
Dan Schneider. Man, that is incredible. I'm glad you were able to link the
controversies to Shrek.
I was going to say some crazy tangent about Dan Schneider, but I'm like, I can't say anything good about him. Do we really want
to talk about him?
No, not really. No, he's just, he did stupid shit, and now it's the people that he did that shit to that are coming out and saying stuff.
Thanks, Jeanette
McCurdy and a whole bunch of other people who were on Zoe 101 and all that and all the shows that he produced.
iCarly and Victorious.
Basically, Dan Schneider
and Drake
produced.
and Josh, I think.
Yeah. I think he was involved in like almost every live action show.
Pretty much.
That was on Nickelodeon from like the 90s until recent.
Yeah. It's unfortunate when a creative person turns out to be a scummy person sometimes. So I'm not talking about this anymore. Anyway, do you have a 6 layers of Shrek contribution for the cause?
I don't. I can try to think of one.
Okay. I don't know what to talk about while you're thinking.
Well, okay.
Uh-huh.
All right. Do you have to guess it or do I have to guess it?
Either.
Okay.
I think that's how the game was played before, but I was so excited about my Dan Schneider.
You were very excited.
I just was like, don't worry about it. I got it.
I think I had a link to it too. And I think you could have probably stopped at Britney Spears to Mike Myers, and didn't they? She did a music video for Austin Powers, didn't she?
Yeah. I forgot about that.
Sorry.
I gave myself 2 extra steps.
I didn't mean to.
2 extra layers.
I was just thinking about it. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. You're better at 6 layers of Shrek than I am. You're the king. Can't dethrone you.
Stop. This is not what I wanted. This is a fun game.
Sorry.
We're having fun. We're having fun.
Okay, we're having fun. I'm sorry.
Damn, look at that spike.
Oh, that audio peak. All right.
It's gonna blow my fucking eardrums out when I hear that later.
Volume warning. Anyway, do you have a layer or 2 or 6?
Oh, I wish I had 6.
I mean, I think the goal is to try I guess it is getting to 6, I guess, right?
Well,
or doing it. I thought it was always the least as much layers or.
It's not possible to get to 6. It's to do it as effectively and efficiently as possible.
Okay.
But you're allowed 6.
Okay.
Is what it is. Fuck, I had somebody, but I can't remember who the hell I was thinking about.
You think about it.
All right, I'll think about it. Do you have another one?
No, I only came up with Dan Schneider.
No!
It's a game that's fun to play for anybody
Fully prepared.
who knows the cast
Oh, come
and
on.
characters of Shrek.
We got this.
Uh-huh.
We got this. Hang on.
Are we doing this now?
Hell yeah.
What? This is what you came to listen to, right?
What do you mean?
Us contemplating a Shrek link.
Go ahead.
I don't have one. No, here we'll table that for right now. And you can think about one because I know you can do it with time. In the meantime though, I need you to explain to me what is going on
With what?
in the White House.
Some good stuff, some bad stuff.
See, the bad stuff is stuff I don't think I know, but the good stuff is pretty good.
Okay, so the good stuff.
Depending on what side of the issue you're on.
Yeah. So there's this $10,000 loan forgiveness thing.
Mm-hmm.
It is exactly what it sounds like.
But for students.
But for students.
Student loans.
There's also some other stuff too. I don't have all the stuff up. Hang on, here it is. All right.
Came prepared.
So yes, I did. I pulled up 2 articles about this. President Biden laid out a sweeping plan to cancel up to $20,000 in federal student loan debt per borrower. Okay. To get that maximum, individuals must earn less than $125,000 a year or $250,000 a year for couples.
That's so funny. Because
What?
nobody does that
Right.
are our age.
Nope. And must have received a Pell Grant in college. Non-Pell borrowers who meet those income requirements qualify for $10,000 forgiveness. So if you got
Would
Pell
you-
Grants,
My husband did not, but he's eligible for the 10K.
okay, he is because I think he made payments during the
Yes.
moratorium, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, during COVID?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was like, I was like, Josh, this is great. You don't have to pay for your student loans while we're all like out here struggling to figure out what's going on. He's like, well, I got to pay it anyway at some point. And I was like,
Nope.
all right, that's fine.
Well, he's eligible for a refund on that.
That's great.
Mm-hmm.
That is good.
Pretty good, right?
Yeah.
So basically what you do is you submit an application for it, and this video is playing automatically. And if you have those if you match that criteria, the annual
winning
salary
lotto
and
numbers.
also, yeah, the winning lotto numbers.
That was like, I think that like cap of how much you make in a year is a really great testament to how out of touch the White House is in understanding just how little people are earning. Not even just like people who are still paying for their college stuff, but just across the board.
Mm-hmm.
It's like for particularly like our age group, it's like don't make more than 125K. It's like
What?
I don't think I've ever seen that amount of money accumulated throughout my entire life, let alone in a year. Like, I don't know what you mean, but
You guys are getting paid for this shit?
yeah.
What the hell?
You guys are getting paid?
Uh,
So, I don't know. I felt like that was a really high bar and also just made me think of how out of touch they are.
yeah. Yeah.
Because they're probably sitting there like, man, I'd really struggle to live off $125,000 a year because they're sitting in their like 12-bedroom mansions or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, shit. Yeah.
I don't have sympathy for politicians of any kind. I don't discriminate. I don't care. Do your job that we're paying you so much for.
Absolutely. Do your job. And don't take shit away.
Yeah.
So basically, if let's say you had 7K in debt,
Mm-hmm.
and you're like, good, this is going to kick in. What happens? Well, that means you get 7K of your debt up to 10,000
Mm-hmm.
erased. You have no more debt, but you don't get to keep what's left over. So if it's 10K is the max,
Mm-hmm.
and you have 7, you don't like get refunded 3K or something like that.
Yeah.
So
There are little like whatevers to it. I genuinely, because the announcement was saying Biden will make his announcement about student loan forgiveness tomorrow, and I'm like, he's gonna not do anything. Like,
yeah.
I'm wondering if maybe he said initially that would be something he would do, and then backtracked on it a lot, and people got mad.
You want to know why he's doing this?
For student forgiveness.
Not exactly, but midterm elections come up in November. So he needs approval.
Yeah.
He needs
Don't we all? I
Even
seek
the president.
approval.
uh
Please vote for me at your local election.
He's so fucking obsessed with it. He has an approval rating. That shit is crazy. He's
so obsessed.
He's doing better now. But anyway, so he did
that.
this, and people lost their fucking minds on the right because that's what they do about this kind of stuff, because they want you to be poor. In fact, one of a representative, I forgot what his name is. I think it's Jim something, said the choir part out loud by saying like, "Oh, if we just forgive everyone's student debt, then what incentive will there be for them to join the military?"
All right.
Yeah.
I would hope the patriotism that they want to help their country. If it's not just because they can't afford college.
No.
And if that's
people
not the
join
case,
the military specifically for healthcare or for college,
monetary benefits.
Just because they're fucking poor and they don't have shit. I almost joined the military, so did my wife.
I believe that more about your wife than you. I mean, I believe you, but
we were both struggling, so I mean, like,
wow,
we needed to do something, and we almost did.
Wow, I did not know that.
Mm-hmm.
My brother enlisted because he wanted a different sense of direction in his life. So,
I mean, you could,
but it's
sure.
for either or. But yeah, so like it's like, yeah, that's the point. Why do you think so many younger people are enlisting?
Benefits, money.
There's a whole like Netflix movie or something about this very thing right now. It's like this like liberal girl who has diabetes and this conservative boy who's joining the military like get married so she gets like healthcare benefits.
Yeah.
Like
that's, I don't know. I've never heard of that, but
it's like how people like rely or how GoFundMe is a more reliable source of like paying for healthcare bills than our healthcare system.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
Like, oh no, the thing that will make things better is, something that we don't like, and you guys should rely on this, but we wouldn't have to rely on this new thing if the old thing would just be like, I wouldn't see so many people on GoFundMe if people, there was better healthcare.
We live in a country where we depend
the rich get richer.
Yeah, that too, but we're really dependent on mutual aid. And it's good that we can do that, but it's also like we shouldn't have to.
Yeah.
Because living is hard.
Living is hard. Yes. Living is very hard.
Living is hard, and we have a lot of people that need to live, and it's an essential right. So, to food and clothing and shelter, all that bullshit. But
so that was the light side.
Yeah.
Of Biden. What about this dark side of Brandon? I don't know what this is. So
like for a bit now, like maybe a couple months or whatever, there's been a meme about Dark Brandon. Okay, Dark Brandon. I've been out of
the loop for that much.
Okay, so Brandon is what
I know about Brandon.
Okay, so Let's Go Brandon,
yeah,
right? Dark Brandon is basically the amalgamation of like Joe Biden just stops giving a fuck and starts being fucking based.
What the hell?
It's awesome. It's awesome. But I think the White House kind of has caught on to that, or like,
oh, so it's
it
not
feels
cool
like maybe
anymore.
they might know. And then he goes ahead and he does this shit. Mm-hmm. He does a loan forgiveness, right? Mm-hmm. Awesome. I wish he would have done more, but we'll take what we can get for now.
Right.
And the right loses their mind. They say a bunch of shit, including
not a normal week if one side of our political parties doesn't lose their mind over something.
True. And then so people have been ramping up the Dark Brandon memes, and it's usually like a photo of Joe Biden standing there, and he's got like laser eyes.
Oh, is that what that's called?
Yeah. I have sent you like a ton of Dark Brandon stuff when I'm under the influence, and even not.
Oh, I didn't know that's what that was called.
Dark Brandon. So
who's the boomer now? It's me.
So he made a speech, like I think it was yesterday, let's say, right? Or maybe the day before.
I'm looking up now.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't believe that's what it's called.
Dark Brandon. So
that's so funny.
He made a speech, right?
Yeah.
The other night, and it was kind of like, oh, this country is very divided, and like we used to have like normal conservatives, and now you guys have kind of like gone off the rails. All true shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it was like he wasn't even doing like a Trump thing where he was just like badgering people and just being like a complete dickhead on stage and hyping himself up and shit. It was like a normal speech, but behind him there were these projections of light, blue, red, and white. And this is the photo that the conservatives are like now all up in arms. You can see that's Ben Shapiro.
What a stupid son of a bitch.
Because he looks. They're basically like, Dark Brandon is real. It's happening.
They're treating like the boogeyman or something.
They are afraid of this fucking 90-year-old motherfucking guy who can barely speak half the time.
I'm just kidding. Yeah.
He can barely speak half the time. And that's not a shot about how he stutters either, because I have the same shit. And it's a shot at how he just is brain dead.
Again, we should put a cap on the max age of politician. Genuinely.
Right.
Like, I think that anything before what would typically be considered a retiring age is fine. So that's what, like 65? That might even be too high a number, but our last two presidents have been in at least their mid 70s. So I feel like I'm being pretty ruthless in saying 65 as a max.
Obama beat that norm by being, I think, in his like 40s.
Late
or some
40s,
shit.
yeah. John F. Kennedy was young too. Literally, those are the only two young presidents I can think of are John F. Kennedy, who died young, and Obama. I can't think of any others.
So anyways, that is what the Dark Brandon shit's about. That's it. Just Ben Shapiro made this like giant video, like he always does, and he's like scrutinizing every aspect of that speech and being like, this is satanic. This is like
like a deep, in-depth analysis.
He did a goddamn like dissertation.
Oh gosh.
On the speech. It's just funny to see him freak out, and I love it. It makes me smile.
Oh my god. It makes you smile.
It does.
Okay.
So anyways, that is Dark Brendan, and
Damn.
we're done talking about that.
Are we? Okay.
Maybe.
Whatever you want to do. But yeah, so I guess we'll see. It's the loan forgiveness or loan payments or whatever come into effect supposedly January. Is that what this is?
I think so. You have to apply for it now though. So get on that shit now, and I think by October you
tell my husband to do that.
Yeah, don't let him not do that. That's a lot of money.
I'll have to ask him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I don't apply for that. So, but I'm happy for everybody else who hopefully this will happen for. I hope. Hopefully.
You hope.
I do.
Hopefully.
I want them to follow through on it.
I know.
So
they will. This is like this is one thing they need to do to get votes, and they like having power. So
yeah. So
they'll do it. Is what I'm saying.
Good, as they should.
Absolutely.
College is too expensive anyway, and I feel bad for people like my husband who spent all that time there, and they don't even have like where we live right now. It doesn't really provide a good like range for use of his degree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I totally understand. That sucks, and colleges are predatory too. They're way expensive. The books are fucking way too expensive.
Oh my god! Like it makes GameStop game trade-ins look like you're getting a PS5 price of the gold ring for giving your FIFA 2017 back.
Right.
Oh my god! College textbooks are a huge scam.
They are a huge scam. I hate it.
Yeah.
And it sucks. People take out loans. They
work more jobs.
It takes away from time with your family when you have to work off that debt. It's just, and it's for an education, which, like you said, you may or may not even be able to use.
I mean, you definitely should pay to go to college. But like.
Yeah.
I think anything more than like $10,000 a year is a lot.
Or
it should be significantly less than $10,000, but I think anything more than $10,000 is like just ridiculous.
I think if you want to go to a university or some sort of fucking prestigious school, you should pay. But I think overall, a college education should be free.
I mean, I'm also factoring in like the room and board feeding thing that I think you couldn't get around not paying for. But
yeah, that's fine. But make it accessible and also make it affordable.
Yes.
Like it shouldn't be fucking like $50,000 to go to a college for a semester.
I don't know.
That shit's crazy.
Sometimes I just read about like mainly Europe,
Mm-hmm.
other European countries that are like, here is this thing that they do that makes sense and they've been doing for years, and statistics show they are happy you're doing this thing and everything's great. And
Yep.
I'm sitting here in America like, that's nice.
Yep.
That must be great for them. So
Happy for you.
Yeah.
Happy.
must be nice.
Must be nice. I'm trying
that-
to get like you.
So
So that's that.
it is.
Very good.
I feel like we've talked about a lot here today.
We have.
Is there anything else that you want to talk about as our last little bit of
No.
catching up with the audience who this is not a streamlined episode, so
No.
hopefully our lack of Digimon talk was
No.
still enticing to you guys. We did talk a little bit about it with Kabukimon, a name that I am now painfully realizing is not is not what I thought in my head it was. But it's what it is now. I'm not changing it, so.
Change it. It's
Nope.
fine.
No, it's Kabukimon forever. Hanyamon does not flow as well as Kabukimon.
There you go. And that's the realization I have come to. as well. So we're on the same page.
So we've all rectified this in our minds.
Good.
Okay.
Great.
But anyway, I hope the lack of Digimon content has not been boring for you guys, and also us talking about all things P-Town.
That would be something I would love to hear.
What,
on any
all things
podcast.
P-Town?
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if there's already something like that.
Probably.
But maybe not. But it's okay if you're gay. Go rejoice with the boys in the gay way. Hooray for the kind of man that you could find in P-Town in the gay way. Why are you just continuing to clap with my weird spoken word version of it's okay to be gay?
Good job.
Thanks.
You have anything to say in closing, like before we promo shit and all that kind of stuff? You have anything that you want to say?
James Patterson, please stop writing books that you didn't actually write. This is my 7th request this month, and I would like you to stop. And it's only September 2nd as of this recording, so. His newest one's a biography about Princess Diana. It's like, you didn't write that. You're wrong.
Princess Diana
No, you
was
didn't.
killed by the queen.
25 years ago.
By the queen.
This year. Oh. Ooh. The MI6.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I love those conspiracy theories. Because it's just like, it seems like such a mundane and preventable way to die that like, well, I mean, maybe not preventable, but like, just, it does seem like one of those inside job sort of things.
I'm just saying.
And also, you just hate the queen.
I'm just saying.
You hate the queen.
There's no bias.
There is a
in this.
there is a bias playing
I
right into
didn't
this.
even know who she was when I was a kid.
Okay.
And I thought it as a kid. I'm like, this is crazy.
I remember when her Beanie Baby came out, the Princess Diana Beanie
What
Baby.
kind of beanie? Was it humanoid?
No.
Oh.
It was a commemorative Beanie Baby. It was
okay.
a royal purple bear with a white rose sewn into the chest. And they are so rare. They are so rare and go for so much. All I remember is wanting one. And that's literally all I remember about Princess Diana dying, because I was 5. So I only wanted this rare purple Beanie Baby that I, as this weird neurotic child, had a literal Beanie Baby handbook and price guide of at age like 5 for some reason.
Good Lord.
And just wanted to collect them. I was weird, man. I wouldn't be surprised if I got like some legitimate OCD like tendencies, whatever, but like I'm just weird.
It's okay. You're in the right place.
I don't remember what this tangent was about. Oh yeah, James Patterson,
James
please
Patterson,
stop writing
please stop.
things that you didn't write. Also, any author, please stop writing under a pen name. There's like Stephen King has a pen name. But it says like Stephen King writing as so it's like, doesn't that defeat the point of you having a separate pen name if
you're
especially
just gonna,
for
yeah.
like one of the newest ones is this politician Stacey Abrams. She's been writing fiction
God.
books. She writes crime books that take place in Washington D.C. And one of her books is her writing as Stacey Abrams, and her newest one is Stacey Abrams in bigger letters than the rest of the text, which says writing as I think it's like Selena Montgomery or something. Doesn't that like not defeat, like it totally defeats the point if you're like, I'm this person, but I'm this person right now.
Yeah.
Wink, wink.
God damn, anything for clout, huh? Shit.
And she didn't even need it. Her first book sold great when it just had her name on it. So like, why a pen name, especially if you're writing the same? It's still crime I don't understand it. At least when J.K. Rowling writes other books as Robert Galbraith, they're entirely different from Harry Potter. What?
There's just more transphobia in it.
Oh my god, her newest book.
It's crazy. I need to read it.
I didn't even realize. No, you don't. It's 1,000 pages. It's literally 1,000 pages.
It seems unhinged.
Thick. It's
unhinged.
It's a
dude.
thick book. I read the synopsis. This is nothing about like transphobia and online trolling, which is what. Oh shoot, it's called like the Black Heart Ink Heart. It's not Ink Heart. I don't remember.
It's stupid. She's stupid. I hate her.
But she is Robert Galbraith. Spoiler alert.
Wow.
And she has
Not the Robert Galbraith.
She has a crime series that they're literally tomes. They're like at least 600, 700 pages. This newest one is huge.
Tombs.
New tomes. But it's, and when I was looking up what to categorize it as for my cataloging, it came up with all of these subject delineators, and one of them said online trolling, and I wanted to throw myself out a window because I seeing like things used as like a regular people lexicon, like trolling and cringe or whatever. It didn't say transphobia as a subject line, but it did say online trolling. Nowhere on that description in the book does it say anything about that. So when I was seeing this story on Twitter about how people think it's based off of her time dealing with trolls on Twitter, I had no idea that was what the book was about. If you really want to commit yourself to reading 1,000, literally, it is 1,000 pages.
I know it's a thick boy.
Thick.
Yeah, but I would watch like a video essay about it. How about that?
Okay,
and
fair.
save myself the trouble.
Perfect.
I don't actually want to read it and like
and weep.
Have to fucking think about how stupid she is every second that I'm reading it.
So that's my. This has been like a big old
That's your final thought?
Rant this week. Yeah, James Patterson, stop writing as people that you're not.
Gotcha.
About people you don't know.
There you go.
What do you want to say or promote or whatever?
I want to say, and I'll bring this back to the drag performance.
Okay.
So if you are a spectator or an audience member in any show and you don't particularly want to be there, pretend like you do, because it is very distracting to look into a crowd and see somebody who is clearly having a bad time or just is completely indifferent or looking at their phone. Just put the phone down and like pay attention for the hour or half an hour or hour and a half or whatever the length of time is, and pretend like you give a shit when you're at a performance.
I forgot she was on her phone.
A
little bit, not the whole time, but a little bit.
It wasn't like a call out to that person specifically. What kind of?
Yes.
But I think my point is like it is super nerve-wracking to get on stage in front of people as it is. I say that as somebody who has a lot of anxiety, but I still have a part of me that likes to perform. I just like to perform on my own terms.
Yeah.
So clap, like shout, cheer, whatever the show calls for, whatever is appropriate. But pretend like you give a fuck.
Yeah. Perfect.
How about that?
Couldn't have said it better myself.
There you go.
Good PSA. That was a thoughtful and helpful last word, and mine was just bashing James Patterson for the 12th time on this podcast.
Sometimes it's helpful and sometimes it's bashing James Patterson, and that's the cycle of life, and it always comes back around.
We exist on a spectrum.
We
Anyway.
Oh.
I think that's gonna be it.
If you liked anything here,
all right,
you make sure you subscribe to that shit right now. Click the goddamn button. I know you want to click it. Click the like button too.
But you don't have to click the bell because the bell is kind of garbage.
Subscribe and then unclick the bell. We know the bell sucks. It sucks. Okay, just click it anyways.
No, seriously, nobody wants a notification for every time someone posts a video.
No, because it's not that deep, right?
No.
You go on YouTube to have fun. We're fun.
You go to your subscriptions.
You go to your
we'll be there.
You know how to find it.
Every other Thursday. If you liked, what do you want to promote yourself, or do you want to? I
don't mind. So okay. Like I have a Twitch and I stream on Wednesdays and Thursdays usually. Sometimes I do like an extra day or so here or there. I haven't been able to do that lately, but it is twitch.tv/Lumo, and I do a lot of variety stuff, and I chat and I don't know. I try to do the things that are different, but I'm just kind of getting into it, so I don't really know what my thing is yet.
And if you like people who are different and just like want to see them build themselves up from the ground up, you gotta hit that follow button.
Wow.
Subscribe with Twitch Prime.
This is a great energy.
Encourage him to make some emotes. We're gonna get it going. Get him to 100. Are you 100 followers yet? You're so close.
I'm like
help
97.
this man. This is the GoFundMe portion of the show. Help this man get to 100 followers.
That would be cool.
It would be cool.
It would be nice.
And it would be great if you guys liked that or his pitch of him doing off the beaten path stuff.
There you go.
You can, if you want to, go to youtube.com/AsRefsFlame with 2 E's for my stuff, but I'm not consistent because I haven't posted anything in a very long time. But you can also find me more actively on Twitter /TrippyDes, like the weeb that I am, talking about boys and girls from Korea. Yay!
That's awesome.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Or you can follow our socials for LEM'n'TEA Podcast at TikTok, and I will post something soon. I gotta post something soon. And I forgot about TikTok for a little bit. Sorry about that. Or Twitter, LEM'n'TEA Podcast on Twitter. Please.
Very,
and thank
very
you.
good. Very, very. I'm impressed.
Was I convincing with that sell of the TikTok that I completely?
You saved it. How about that?
Okay.
You saved it. It's been redeemed. Very good.
Saved it.
Very good.
Perfect. Thank you guys for watching or listening. If you watched, you got a much more baddie experience out of the deal, and you should be very happy.
Yeah, if you were watching, you got a much more baddie experience of the whole deal. You probably can't see it because of the reflections of the light, but I will definitely be posting a picture for this right now.
Ew, no. All right.
Guys, have a great night.
Have a good night, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
See you later.
Let your dreams be dreams.
And not portraits.
It's too late. I can't believe you. That's unreal.